Welcome to the Life in Michigan podcast. Life in Michigan is more than an online magazine. We share the stories, experiences, and vibrant personalities that make the Great Lakes state truly unique. In this podcast, we bring you inspiring, heartwarming, and sometimes unexpected conversations with people who call Michigan home. From the rugged beauty of the Upper Peninsula to the bustling creativity of Kalamazoo, we'll cover the stories and define what it means to live, work, and play in Michigan. In this episode of the Life in Michigan podcast, we sit down with Maria Skrzynski, content strategist at Destination Ann Arbor, to explore her journey into travel storytelling, her love for Ypsilanti, and the creative heart of Michigan. Maria, it's good to see you. How are you?
Hey, it's good to see you both. I'm doing well. How are you?
We're doing good. You know, it's a nice day here in Ann Arbor. It's not too crazy hot or anything, so it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Sun shining makes all the difference.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and there's that smoke, right?
that's
Finally,
right.
smoke
Yeah.
seems to have left. So that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yep.
So we thought we'd start with, to tell folks a little bit about yourself. So, and in particular, what led you into the path that you're on now in terms of storytelling and content strategy?
Absolutely. My name is Maria Skrzynski. I am a content strategist at Destination Ann Arbor. And this career found me, I would say. Before this, I worked in management and retail. I worked in a movie theater, which was a lot of fun. But I moved to Ypsi about 11 years ago, and I just really had a passion for Ypsilanti, where I lived, and I wanted to get involved more, and I definitely did. I hosted a meetup group for a few years and just loved all things Ypsilanti. And I saw an opening at the Ypsi Real office, or the Ypsilanti Visitor Information Office,
Yeah.
for an office manager position. So I did get hired, and I was at the front desk for a couple of years with the organization. And slowly and through COVID times, kind of worked with the marketing team to provide support for them, and really found a new passion for travel and travel writing. So I would assist with writing the blogs, and then I would assist with our websites, annarbor.org and ypsireal.com. And it was probably this time last year where we had some organizational changes where my role changed from marketing coordinator to content strategist. And in that last year, we're really finding those perfect pieces that fit really well with our team and who is complementing each other. And we've seen a lot of really great growth year over year. So we're having a lot of fun thinking of new, creative, innovative ideas on how to best promote Washtenaw County as a whole. And it's a lot of fun. Every year brings something new. So that's kind of how I got here today.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
So,
I will say I did go to Eastern as well. So just kind of
excellent.
taking it off there. Loved it. I would go back.
Yeah.
We both are Eastern grads, so we're
Okay.
getting the love. Yeah.
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 Although I
Nice.
was there back when they were the Hurons, before they
Yeah.
became the Eagles. Yeah. So yeah. But so I'm curious, as far as your life in Michigan, like, what inspires you about living in Ypsilanti and working in Ypsi and Ann Arbor?
Sure. Well, I'm originally from Jackson and not too far away from Ypsilanti. And what it always comes back to for me is truly the community when you find it. And sometimes, it's kind of hard to insert yourself into, already existing groups. And that was one of the struggles I found when I moved here. But, kind of honing in on my interests and creating new opportunities where that didn't exist yet. So, through that meetup, bringing friends together, meeting new acquaintances, and some of those folks I'm still friends with today. So I always think about the community and the connections here, and that if there's something that you want to do or be involved with, that somebody will be happy to help you find that, whether that's them or they know somebody. We want to help, and I really appreciate that. And that's what really inspires me about the community as a whole.
Awesome. So when you went to Eastern, is that when you moved to Ypsi?
When I went to Eastern, I was commuting, and unfortunately, I didn't get to, downtown Depot Town or exploring as much as I wanted to. Uh, and I always think about that and how we can better that connection now through the work that we're doing.
Yeah.
Um, but it wasn't until after that I moved here and, really got familiar with the area.
Yeah. Did you stay on campus at all, or did you commute your whole 4 years?
I commuted. I commuted 2 years. I went to community college before that,
Oh,
but
okay. All right.
uh,
Nice.
yeah, strict commuting there, back,
Yeah.
going for the degree, but you
Yeah.
learn more later.
Yeah. And Eastern, that kind of is what it is a commuter school for the most part. Um,
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's what I did. Well, I stayed there 1 year, which was probably a bad idea because I was a freshman and out of control. But after that, I was commuting, and it was, yeah, I think with everybody else, it was good.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to Eastern in my early 20s and I was commuting, but I was also pregnant for the last part. And I always tease Avery that he got a head start on his education because he was with me while I was going to Eastern.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny.
That's why
Getting
this
that
is such a,
knowledge.
yeah, that's why he's a whippersnapper.
Yeah, that's right. The whippersnapper for sure. So, as a content strategist at Destination Ann Arbor, you help shape how people experience the region. What excites you most about that work? And I think we've already covered a lot of that, but like what excites you about that? Like that's your day job, right?
Yeah. And one thing I had a 9 to 5 job before and told myself I would never do that kind of work at a 9 to 5 ever again because I was so, it was the same thing every day. But yeah, as I touched on, there are new challenges or new opportunities to do new creative things. And that just, keeps every day fresh. It doesn't ever feel like I'm watching the clock. We're thinking about stories to tell within our destination, and there's so many stories to tell. So it's never like, oh, we did everything we could for fall. Uh, let's just do it again. We're always thinking about what we can do to add to that and make the experience more meaningful, and really maximizing on that with the right ways.
Nice. So I'm curious, like, so there's Ypsi Real, which I think is still Ypsi Real, right? And then there's Destination Ann Arbor. So how do those two organizations, are they under one umbrella? What's the relationship?
Yes, they are under one umbrella. Destination Ann Arbor is our organization that covers all of the county, and Ypsi Real is a brand of Destination Ann Arbor that covers specifically Ypsilanti. And this comes out of there was a merger before my time with the organization, and an agreement was made. So we created Ypsi Real as that visitor information portion of it. So we do have our own website for Ypsi Real. We cover major events in Ypsilanti, have articles, and really all things Ypsi, you can find it on our website.
Nice. Excellent. And
Yeah.
I think, didn't Ypsi Real do, uh, I'm thinking of the Summer Beer Fest because that's one of the big things. I know we go to Ypsi quite a bit, but the beer fest is obviously a big draw. And they had these big giant chairs that people could get in. Were those? I think those were Ypsi Real chairs, weren't they? Those
Yeah.
giant.
That's right. Yep. And there's still one in Riverside Park. It
Okay.
People do like to, leave their markers on it, but uh, yes, it is in there. It's a big photo opportunity, and it's just fun to try to sit in it. It's a little high.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you feel like you're like an infant or something in this
Yeah.
giant chair. So, what are your favorite stories or moments from working at Ypsi Real and Destination Ann Arbor?
Oh, wow. Favorite moments. I think it's when something new comes along and there's a lot of excitement and anticipation for it. I think that's like what gets me most excited when I'm thinking about this question. Um, but some of the recent campaigns that we actually did, I'm also really excited about those. This year, actually, in February, we launched a cannabis campaign for Washtenaw County. And it's kind of, need to know information before you go, Cannabis 101, also elevated experiences. So, we're not promoting consumption, but we are, sharing that information, what you can and can't do in the area,
Hmm.
who's offering those experiences, like baked bingo is, for example, one of those events that would go on
Baked
our
bingo.
campaign calendar. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that one's really fun. And then we also launched a luxury campaign too, where we really saw a gap in what people were looking for in the Ann Arbor area for luxury content. And we created a new landing page. We invited some guest writers to come in and experience some places and tell us their honest reviews, with photos to accompany, and just really, again, telling those stories. Those were really fun new campaigns that we launched this year that was just a really cool story to tell after. And we are continuing to build on that as well.
So the
Nice.
luxury campaign, where did they go? What did they go do at
Yeah. And I will say, like, when we think of luxury, we did want to define that for our audiences as well. So it's more of a refined, you know, you deserve to be pampered kind of messaging versus like five-star hotels, most expensive steakhouse in the country kind of idea.
Yeah.
So take care of you. So we invited 4 guest writers, and they went to Spencer Restaurant. They have a prefix menu, 3 courses plus wine. We invited someone to go shopping at Carytown, as some of those shops are, catered to you. And I think of like the Fustini's oil, where they have like
Yeah.
how many oils, and you don't find that too many places,
Right.
or found where they like specifically, curate their collection. Things like that is kind of the direction we went. We also visited K West Mind, Body, Spirit, which is a spa and
Oh,
wellness studio.
nice.
And finally, we invited someone to Nightcap downtown Ann Arbor for our nightlife portion. He's a cocktail aficionado and really wanted to try these. So he went, they all wrote about their experiences in the same light, and we can share that content out and really tell that story from a first person point of view.
Nice. So I'm curious about the cocktail things. Where did they go? Did they go to Hidden King? That's what my main question is. Did they
No,
go?
they only went to Nightcap for this visit.
Oh man, come
Oh
on.
man.
Yeah, but great idea. We always want to build on that, right? So, Hidden King, I'll make a note.
We love Hidden King, if you
Yeah,
can't tell.
yeah.
That's good. I'll have to add it to my list. I haven't been there.
Oh man,
No?
it's so good. And Mark, the owner, will he'll treat you because he is a wealth of information plus a great mixologist. He's doing some fun things, especially if you like coffee drinks. Um,
Love it.
yeah, he does some good stuff there. But anyway, enough plugs for
Awesome.
Hidden King. We'll have to talk to Mark too. But
But it's so great to find, the places that you like, and it's really cool to learn about those spaces too, the more you're in them.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So, you've talked about how important it is to see yourself reflected in the stories and places. Um, how does that value show up in the content you share and you create? To see yourself reflected, like you as a consumer are reflected in it. I mean, h-
Mhm.
how does that show up? I
Sure.
guess it's from the first person perspective, right?
Yeah, what I think of when you say that is a personal experience tied to the work portion.
Hmm.
So currently, I identify as a queer professional, and we currently have a casting call out to our LGBTQ residents of Washtenaw County to participate in a professional photo shoot where we will select a handful of people that sign up. We'll pay them a $300 gift card and provide some of those digital photos for them. And it's important to me, and when we talk about reflection in our content, this is a prime example of that. Like, we don't want to set up a staged photo shoot with models from Ohio to come represent what the queer community in the Ann Arbor area looks like. So we have this call out. We've been getting some submissions, and nobody has to have that certain look. Like, I don't have to have someone that looks exactly like me, but in the queer community especially. But we want to do it authentically and really reach the people that are seeing the content. We don't want it to be staged. We want it to be real. And then we stand behind that too. So if anybody did have questions or thought it was inauthentic, we're doing the work. We want to do it accurately and make sure that we're telling those stories in a real way. So that's just one piece of the puzzle. And we're also acknowledging that there's still work to do. So this is just, one element, and we want to help everybody see themselves in our content. So we're building, different pages out. We're expanding on the stories that we're telling. We're inviting influencers and guest writers. And yeah, just really expanding, but that does take time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got to be a lot of work too, just to, I don't know, curate all that, because there's probably a lot, and it's like, how do I make sure that I'm being, I guess, sensitive to all the different folks that live around this area.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And I'm okay with taking time, because that means, we're just crossing our T's and dotting our I's,
Yeah.
talking to the right folks, and just doing it through and through.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
And another way is through our partnerships too. We just partnered, it was last year, worked with Wheel the World, who came, and they're an outside partner, but they came in and identified several points of interest that are wheelchair accessible, and can really go into things like measuring bed height and things that, some people may not typically think about as they're traveling, while others may rely on that.
Yeah.
Through those partnerships, it really helps us elevate that as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So getting ready for this interview, I found your article, the piece you did about finding your people in the Pride Source piece you did. How did that article come about? I mean, did they come to you? Did you go to them? Like,
Yeah.
how did that get alive?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, full disclosure, that is a paid partnership with Pride Source. We have an ad agency, MMGY, and we had a partnership with Pride Source this year. But our ad agency had proposed the idea to highlight my story, which, I didn't know it was going to be all about me. But, I was really honored with that. And it was definitely a moment that, my younger self, where I was always looking for anything I could get my hands on. I was picking up those Pride sources when I went to Detroit, and now I'm sharing my own story, and that's going to reach somebody else. And so just, that visibility, it takes courage, but it matters. And I just, I apply that to what we're doing in our work every day as well. So yeah, that was a really exciting opportunity.
Excellent.
That's funny. I didn't know it was going to be all about me.
But it's the commitment, because I did work in Ypsi Pride too, and it's just about like being part of it, being part of something bigger. And I would see, like, there would be family friendly events, and I'd see just kids with pure joy. And it was just one of those moments that really made it worth it, and reminded us why we're doing the things that we're doing. So it was really nice.
That's cool. That's awesome. And so have you gotten good feedback from that?
Yeah, not too much, but what I have gotten, it's been positive. I did check social media a couple times, but it was all positive feedback. And we have something else coming up for the fall with Pride Source about just fall things to do. So we're continuing that partnership as well.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're also as far as like Ypsi, all things Ypsi, you are on the board of the Riverside Arts Center, which is a super cool space.
Yeah.
So what drew you to that role?
Yes. Well, as an Ypsi local, I'm very familiar with the Riverside Arts Center. I have a passion for the arts, um, painting, film. My partner is a fine artist, so it's just kind of always surrounding us. And I've always had an appreciation for what Riverside Arts Center does for the community and like the workshops that they're hosting. The galleries are always impressive. So Iffy Film Festival's hosted there. That's a really fun one. This opportunity came to us probably about 3 months ago, and they had reached out and asked if I was interested in this. So I absolutely was interested. I'm excited for this opportunity and also to like bring some new ideas and just contribute where my strengths lie in digital marketing, connection, and just being with a great team too. I've met the board of directors a few times. Liz Warren, who's the director of the Art Center, is just great, and I totally trust her leadership. So I'm really excited to see what happens next.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
think we met her, and is it Gray?
great. Yep.
Yep. We were at a Creative Washtenaw event at is it 734 Brewing?
Yep.
Yeah.
They were both there. So yeah, we met them and they were talking about, obviously the Riverside Arts Center and, stuff that was going on. And do you ever go to any of the Creative Washtenaw events?
I haven't gone. Amy, my boss, VP of marketing, she is on the board, I believe. So she's pretty involved in that. Um, but not me. How is it?
It's
It's
good.
good.
Yeah.
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 We've gone a couple of times, and both times have been well, gone in terms of they have like these after hours events. So
Mhm.
the most recent one, like Brenda was saying, was at 734 Brewing. Before that, they had one at Hearsay. I think when, um, oh shoot, who is she retired?
Deb, is her name? It starts
Oh,
with a
Doug
T.
Pollock.
Yeah,
Deb
Deb
Pollock.
Pollock was stepping down. They were retiring.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
she was stepping down. So, I mean, we kind of came in like when there was the changing of the guard and, you know, but this year there's a different vibe.
Mm.
Um, because they're retooling, I think.
yeah.
Is
Well,
that
they're looking for a new director. I know that
yeah,
because
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
yeah, because we met. Do you know Jen Prouty? She's a photographer in the
I
area.
don't think I know her.
She's
Not
the
not familiar.
communications person over at Creative Washtenaw, and she's now the
Okay.
interim director, but she's been trying to get out of that role because it's like crazy. But yeah, but it's a good place. It's definitely fun, and it was fun to have it in Ypsi at 734. Just it was that's how we met Barry LaRue, so got to meet
Oh
him
yeah.
finally, and yeah, it was super cool. It was good.
That's
Yeah.
nice. Barry's famous around these parts.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is famous. He's like a rock star.
Yeah.
There's one other organization I wanted to mention. It's called Creative Mornings. It's a fairly
Okay.
new organization. Have you participated in um Chuck, do you want to talk about it a little bit? You're actually going to be the photographer on Friday, right?
Yeah, I volunteered to be the photographer to take photos. So each month they have a meeting, and I guess this thing started, well, I don't know the history. Detroit's had one for a while. The last Friday of every month, they have a meeting of creative folks, and this typically happens at the venue, the one it's called by 4M, the one over on
Yeah.
Industrial. Uh, this one coming up on Friday, which this will be after episode won't come out, but it'll be at Bamboo I've never been there, but it's over on First Street. So
Mhm.
yeah, but it's basically where they have like a topic. Last one was with Jeremy Wheeler, so he's the Ann Arbor Art Center's, creative director. He was there talking about punk and, DIY attitude. So that was fun. This one has, I can't remember the person's going to do the talk, but it's about
It's just
mentoring. So yeah,
Oh,
just
that's great.
each month they have a little topic and they talk about something that hopefully will help creative folks. And it's a networking, it's just another opportunity for folks to meet other people and who are
Absolutely.
a lot of them tend to be small businesses as well, so they're, graphic designers or photographers or doing some kind of creative business, which those obviously can be, hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just nice to make connections, or if they're seeking something, we might have somebody in our back pocket that we can connect them with. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that sounds really great. I'm gonna look into that 'cause that is a new one for me.
cool.
Yeah, it's been they're both very different, but useful in different ways, I guess is the
I
best
see.
way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
And it's such a big creative community here that, there's love to share.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's, like, kind of leads into another question, like related to Ypsilanti. Does seem to be a very, like, creative, arts-based type of community, or at least very supportive of the arts. So, what do you think it is that brings people to a community like Ypsi, that draws in those creative folks? What do you think that is about this area, Ann Arbor as well, but Ypsi
Yeah.
really seems to focus people.
Yeah. There are public art murals around Ipsy. You'll see that as you're driving or walking through, but uh, really what stands out to me in this area is the welcoming or the authenticity within this community. And people can like be who they are, truly themselves
Yeah,
here. And uh that's cool here, It's not
yeah,
that we all have to fit one kind of vibe. And that is magnetic and it really attracts, folks like me or, people that are really like seeking that or like the weird and odd, but not in a negative kind of way.
yeah.
So there's a lot of really unique retail shops here, that you kind of get the vibe of the community here. So I think that is a big draw, and a lot of things that are going on here are volunteer run or organized. And so, yeah, it's just people that want to be part of something. I think that it just kind of correlates with the arts in different ways, but it just comes in many different forms. But I definitely think it's that like welcoming, authentic vibe here for sure.
Cool. So are there any places like specific creative spaces that you would recommend to folks that are coming to Ypsi or Ann Arbor and they're looking for, trying to find their tribe?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it would depend on what you're seeking ultimately, but we probably have something here for you. Um, I really like the art galleries in Ypsilanti. There's 22 North. Riverside Arts Center does have rotating galleries. Um, let's see, Ann Arbor Arts Center is always a great place. They have a gallery and different workshops that you can sign up for. There's a lot of fine arts galleries in the Ann Arbor area. There's a lot of hands-on opportunities. Usually our events calendar, we try to find those special workshops and you can also filter by your interest there. But like you mentioned, Chuck, there's also those networking and meetup groups that,
Yeah.
whether you know somebody going or you feel courageous enough just to go, people are ready to welcome you there. So just kind of put yourself out there and start making those connections. You got to start somewhere. And as I mentioned, like people are going to be happy to help you get to where you're going.
Yeah. That I think is the hardest part is putting yourself out there because I know, and Brenda always goes, "You're not introverted," but I really do feel like I'm an introverted, like shy person, and
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I know.
me.
Well, I've gained confidence as I get older, but still, inner me is that way, and it's hard because you go to something and you're like, oh, I just, you're going to feel stupid for doing it. But I think you have to just try, because there's a bunch of
Absolutely.
different things. You could just go to Ypsi Ale House, and hang out with Ted Bedro. I mean,
That's right.
that's an experience right there. That guy's
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah. He's great too. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And
But
there's,
oh, go ahead.
oh, I was going to say there's a place I still haven't checked out, but I keep hearing about it. It's called Weird Bird. It's like
Yeah.
this record store slash bookstore slash something
Yeah.
else. I only reason I know about, well, two things. There's his name is Peter Larson, Dr. Peter Larson, and he does like photography, but he also has some music. And
Mm.
he was playing there, and then I can't remember what the other connection was, but anyway, I was throwing it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. When I talk about the essence of Ypsilanti, that shop is definitely, in the group because yes, it has records. It has just an eclectic mix of things that you want to see. I'm trying to picture what there is, like old movies. They also host events like open mic nights and throwback movie nights that are like the fun 80s movies
Oh
that,
yeah,
just are fun to watch now.
yeah.
Um, and they also, in the past, they've done the Ypsi Freak Fest, which is a 3-day event with live music. And we're going to see if they do it this year. I haven't heard yet, but I'm hoping. Uh, but definitely one to check out. It's right downtown Ypsilanti. Yeah, a lot of really cool things in the shop, definitely.
Nice.
Um, so what's the one thing you've learned about Michigan that surprised you? That it's a surprise. You didn't know it was in Michigan. It could be something you learned a long time ago,
Mhm.
could be something more recent. I
Yeah.
was thinking for me, one of the things that surprised me is one of the first times we went to Grand Marais, there was a
Oh yeah,
building shaped like a pickle
pickle barrel.
barrel. Yeah,
Oh,
it's gone now. I don't know where they moved it to, but it's like I was like, I've lived here my entire life. How did I not know that there was a pickle barrel in Grand Marais? It's gone
yeah.
now. Don't go up
Oh,
there looking
oh.
for it, but
Yeah, there's some interesting attractions along the way. Like I saw a giant pie pan. I think that's in Traverse City or something, like just really interesting. But I actually went to Holland for the first time this year to see the Tulip Festival.
Oh,
uh-huh.
It blew me away. First of all, I thought it was like one location with a nice field, but I underestimated extremely, and it was just absolutely beautiful, beautiful scenic drive out there, and then I heard it was like at different places, so I was really captivated by what was going on in Holland during the Tulip Festival. Uh, yeah, I would definitely say that is the one that sticks out right now.
yeah.
And
We went to that once. It was fun,
Yeah,
but it was also chaotic. Felt like there was a
yeah.
lot of people.
everyone had the same idea. That's for sure.
And I think the blooms, for whatever reason, it was cold that year or something. The blooms weren't
Oh,
either they had already happened, but the blooms weren't as spectacular. And we actually talked to the guy later that does marketing, and he was like, I was going to go out there and like put little sticks of tulips out because there were like no blooms.
oh, wow. Yeah, what do you do at that point then?
Yeah.
But
You just move
yeah,
on.
so the West Side, I don't explore the West Side too much, but yeah, we did that and we went to the Lantern Festival in Grand Rapids at the John Ball Zoo.
Oh,
So that was just, I love luminaries and we have the big full moon and festivals here.
yeah.
Um, it was just, really light up, immersive, interactive lanterns everywhere. It was really fun.
Wow. When was that?
It was around May.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, around the same time of Bloom.
It was on my calendar, but we were gone, Chuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we were out, we were traveling, but that has been on my list of things I've wanted to check out. It looks really cool.
Yeah, would recommend. And I would just say the last thing that really surprised me about Michigan is that I realize more and more how much it is I want to live here, I've been here my whole life living in Michigan, and you always think about going, to a different state, and but just we're so close to the lakes, and we have such beautiful greenery, and it's spacey, and I just have a new appreciation for living in Michigan as well. So I definitely wanted to touch on that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's well, and it's also it's crazy. This was a few years ago, but it's become a destination for folks that are looking to be to escape climate change,
Yeah.
because
Climate change refugees is what they're
refugees.
called. Yeah.
Yeah. We actually met
Particularly in Marquette.
yeah, we met somebody that moved there from like San Diego or something like that
Oh,
just
really? Yeah.
because they wanted to avoid like the implications of climate change. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? Wow. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually had a huge project up, I think it was in Nagani,
Mhm.
preparing for what they see as a huge influx of people coming there to escape climate change. It's
Yeah.
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
could see that for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think we've mentioned this before, but we actually for a hot minute like thought about moving up to Marquette because we love it there and it's super
Yeah.
cool and the beer fest is awesome. There's lots of great people that are friends with us up there, and
Nice.
we looked at homes and they're more expensive than Ann Arbor if you can believe that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
So
was
if
shocking.
yeah, so if you think Ann Arbor is expensive, go look for a home in Marquette. And you was like, oh, okay, I'm staying here.
I'll just go visit for a couple of weeks while it's really nice, you
Right.
know.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
the deep snow.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Although
only,
I do like snow and I like snow activities, but I like it like for like a week and then I like
yes.
to go.
From the inside, I like to see it glisten, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So if you had the resources and freedom to launch a dream content project about Michigan, what would it look like?
What a great question. And we kind of play around with this just when we want to kind of get the creative gears turning. Um, I always thought it would be really fun to get some kind of retro van and like take it on the road somehow. Whether that's, going to different destinations and teaming up and showcasing great partnership and great Michigan life, um, selling swag or giving it out, or, just participating in events with a big presentation of a really cool van or photo op. Um, and another way that we can get those stories from folks.
Hmm.
Uh, this is a page from a recent idea from Ann Arbor Summer Festival that we did. We set up a digital storybook so folks could scan a QR code, send a picture of themselves, and tell us what they love most about Ann Arbor Summer Festival.
Oh,
So kind of just doing something like that, but taking it on the road or something like that, I just think would be a lot of fun and within the realm of possibility.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
good to get the is it Bank of Ann Arbor? Don't they have that van?
Oh, that's right, they do. I see you're on Sonic Lunch too. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
There you
There
go.
you go. Yeah, there was it was a school truck actually, and I'm trying to think it was the Chacos. They actually
Oh
do something
yeah.
like
Hmm.
that. Yeah. Chacos. And we met the marketing person. They're actually based, I think they bought Wolverine Boot over in Rockford, I think. Anyway, they're combined. They're now a Michigan-based company.
Hmm.
I hope that's a true statement, but I thought it was a true statement. I'm not 100% now that it's come out of my mouth. Um, um, but they were in Ann Arbor with this bus that they had, and people were like flocking to this bus to take their shoes, their Chaco sandals, to get them repaired or get measured and order new ones. And
Hmm.
when you were talking about it, I'm like, they're sort of doing that, right? They're taking it all over everywhere. and people come and they like say, hey, the Chaco bus is going to be in Ann Arbor on this date. You know, people
Yeah,
were
it's
there.
really
It was
cool.
packed.
Yeah, I love to hear that. So I love this idea and like just expanding on like what we could do. It's just it's these kinds of things that it's fun to think about and keeps everything exciting that we're doing. It's just exactly like what I feel every day when I go to work.
Oh,
Uh,
that's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, so you've had all these different sectors that you've worked in. From after college through to now. Like, what do you think is that connecting line that kind of that makes all those things come together?
Yes. I will say that I've always had interest in writing, and my original goal, in high school was to be a journalist. So I always had that underlying passion. And my mom was a travel agent growing up. So
Oh,
in
wow.
the travel industry, we would go different places. I would see that side of the industry. So when this opportunity came, and I think it was just a natural progression of like, okay, here's the first blog I wrote, and it
Yep.
did well. And finding that interest there, and just kind of leaning into that a little bit more and still leaning into that and finding, the best fits. Um, and then to be recognized by my colleagues at Destination Ann Arbor, I was nominated for an industry award, which I won, and that was really exciting. So it just gave me like the confidence boost to continue in this work. Uh, and I'm still going. So I see myself in the travel industry long term. I'd love to just stay here. So yeah, but I'm also excited to see what the future brings as well.
That's awesome. What was the
Yeah.
award? I think I
Yeah.
missed that.
It was in Emerging Tourism Stars, and I received that in Las Vegas at a conference that was among industry peers, very specific to travel marketing, but very
That was just
appreciated.
recently, right? In 20, like just this past May, right?
No, this one was in 2021.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've had some other nominations for like Michigan wide CVB star. But yeah, I appreciate it every time. So it's very, yeah, it's very kind.
That's awesome.
So this is a question that like I think about often, like blogging or online magazines, like where do you, if you had a crystal ball, where do you think that kind of uh, media will be, let's say in 3 years or 5 years,
Mhm.
given all of like the uncertainty, like I know I'm like padding this question a little bit, but I go online and I see all of this content from, and I'm like, do I believe it? Like, how do I find believable, authentic content, right?
Mhm. Yeah, that's a great question, and something that our entire industry is looking for the answers to. Uh, but it's nice to know that we're all kind of in this together, and we don't know, and that's okay, but we're trying to stay on top of that. And what I'm seeing is a lot of staying on top of AI trends, and we're exploring right now with some paid versions just to kind of see if that's something that we would want to explore moving forward. And that would be training the AI in our brand voice and, complementing the things that we are doing as a team without asking it to write a whole blog for us. We
Mhm.
definitely want human elements we want to connect with who we're talking to.
Yeah.
Um, and so we're staying on top of trends for sure. Uh, Another thing that we're trying to explore is adding more elements into our blog content, like audio pieces. We have seen some AI systems that can turn a blog into a conversational podcast.
Oh,
But
Really?
yeah, it's been really interesting. We're kind of looking into that a little more now to see what the capabilities are. Some of it's still beta, but we could also just we also talked about having a conversation like me and somebody else about the blog, so we don't have to use AI or rely on it all the time.
Yeah.
But adding a voice element so somebody takes it in better, like we're doing a podcast right now.
Yeah.
Someone prefers to read it, they can do that too. So just kind of expanding and staying on top of that. Uh, Another thing I have been seeing is zero-click searches in Google, or you might Google a question and the answer comes up before even clicking a link.
Yeah.
Uh, how can you fact check that without, like, how do you know your source is very true?
Right.
So that's just another thing we're staying on top of. Is there a way to measure that? Is there a way that we could be the trusted, verified source? But what I'm hearing is that AI doesn't really care about that at this time, and it's just answering the question for you. So just trying to stay on top of trends is the number one answer.
Yeah.
We'll see where it is in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully the AI overlords won't take us over by then.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we're in the wrap up mode. We've hit the
Oh.
wrap up mode section of the podcast. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you kind of wanted to talk about your life in Michigan, or mention?
Yeah, I'll just give a few shout outs to, some things coming up, if that's all right. Things I'm excited about too. So we talked a little bit about the Michigan Summer Beer Festival that's coming up. Well, this might not air in time, but it is July 26th, 27th.
That's right.
Right.
It'll be
probably
past,
won't.
but
Okay. And a couple fall festivals in Ypsilanti, like the Ton Up Motorcycle and Music Festival, which is
Oh,
August 9th at Corner Brewery. And a look ahead, there's a really cool event coming up in Ann Arbor at the Big House at Michigan Stadium.
Yep.
Zach Bryan and John Mayer are doing a concert at the Big House.
Really?
And yes, on September 27th, it's the first of its kind event.
wow.
I'm really excited to see how it goes. It is my understanding it's sold out, but StubHub still available.
Yeah.
Resales, and stay tuned because we will be doing a giveaway for a couple tickets at
Wow.
Destination Ann Arbor. So really excited to see what doors that opens, and we're excited for the fall. So yeah, just looking forward to it. And then I have a question for you both. I was wondering, do you have any new restaurants in the Ann Arbor area that have been on your radar that you haven't visited yet? Or nightlife, cocktails, distilling,
That we
anything
haven't.
been on your radar?
Good question.
Yep.
One of the things that is sort of on my radar, and I don't know, and I don't even know if it's open, but somebody mentioned to me that the Inverness Inn out by Chelsea has reopened. Isn't that the name of it,
It
Inverness?
used to be, yeah, at the Inverness Golf Course right out there off of
Yeah,
North
somebody mentioned
Territorial.
to me, yep, that had reopened, and I couldn't find, I was like, well, I want to go. That would be cool if that had reopened. I don't
Absolutely.
know if it has, so it may be still closed, but that would be super cool because that's kind of out there, right? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That would be a fun one.
That's
Yeah.
nice. Good
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
Another thing that we've been there, but I don't know how much it's on people's radar is uh Dan's Tavern in
Mm.
Swain. He opened is it called Dan's Burgers?
Yeah, I think so. It's basically a burger joint in Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. It's
Add
really
to the
good.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. They've got, obviously good burgers.
Yeah.
Love
Oh, there was that place in Saline too. We went there, but it was really good. Was it
Drop Top.
Top? Yeah, pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got really good pizza.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like fabulous pizza. Like we got there, and I don't think they take reservations, so you have to get there early. So we felt like total gray hairs walking in at 4 o'clock. Like we were like, but we got there just as they were unlocking the doors, and the place was filled up and packed by
Yeah.
4:10.
Wow.
Yeah. It was packed. You
Yeah.
you
Love
could
to
not sit
hear
down.
it.
Yeah. It was,
You
yeah. It
couldn't
was
sit
super
down.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Um,
crazy. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think if there's any, I mean, those are places that we've
I've
tried
already
that,
been. Yeah. I'm trying to
yeah,
think of one I haven't been to yet.
and Drop Top's pretty new too, so I'm
Yep.
yeah,
excited for that.
Manchester Brewing out in Manchester. We just gotta throw those guys out there because they're so awesome.
yeah. They have great tacos.
Yeah.
If you, yeah, and their beer's excellent.
Yep.
They've got their brewer is actually from the assistant brewer from Grizzly Peak.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah, yeah, and they've got their food is excellent. So and it's kind of fun, in Manchester, you go for a drive, kind of
Definitely. Especially for the fall coming up, going down to Manchester, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
way to go.
And,
Yeah. It's right
and we,
downtown too, so it's like pretty easy parking and everything. So yeah.
Nice.
yeah,
And I was thinking there was something else. There was another place.
it's
What
out
was?
at Alber's Orchard. I think they're now a
Oh,
winery too. Uh,
oh, that's news. Okay.
Ah, yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that's right. Yeah. They have
Have
their
to
yeah.
make
winery
my
going
way
on.
there.
We
Yeah.
we've been to Alber's Orchard. It's out in Manchester a few times. But the winery piece is new. I didn't know that until recently. Somebody mentioned that, and I have not been there for their wine, so I can't
Yeah.
talk to you about their wine. There was a winery we went to recently too that I was thinking of,
Oh, I
but I
remember the
don't think.
place I wanted to check out is Echelon. I've not been there. Have you been there?
Oh,
Yes. I have been window peeking inside. It looks so beautiful. Yeah, it is the talk of the office. I haven't tried it yet. I definitely want to though. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
Barrel and Beam's beer is going to be on tap there,
what?
actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
At Echelon? Oh
yeah.
man, that's so good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I have Echelon, Tabe, also Main Street,
Oh,
Water Tower Distilling Company, and here in
yes.
Ypsilanti just
Uh,
opened.
Yep, I've
Where's
heard
that
about
at?
that.
Is that
Yep,
in Ipsy?
Ipsy. Yep.
Yep, right downtown on Washington.
Yep.
But I know what you mean. I love to go to Palio downtown Ann Arbor right when they open at like 5 p.m. because it's quick and it's hot and fresh and we beat the rush. It is the ideal time to go
Yeah.
dining. Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And they have
Yeah.
that really
Well,
cool bar up top too, I
yeah.
think.
Yes, the
Yeah.
rooftop
Yeah.
dining. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely love to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of covered my next question was favorite hidden gems in Ypsi and Ann Arbor. We kind of went all over the place, right?
Yeah. Well, I do have one that comes to mind. It's Bitter Truth here in Ypsilanti. It's
Okay.
where the former Red Rock Barbecue was.
Oh,
And
okay. Yep, I know where
uh,
Okay.
that.
to my understanding, it's the same owner. But they elevated the decoration and the ambiance. It's really dim, moody, and really cool music, but you have those barbecue favorites still with really great cocktails. So
Oh,
that is number one hidden gem on my list right now.
nice. We got to go there
Wow.
then. That sounds
Well,
awesome.
for all of
Definitely.
our listeners, I'm going to try to gather up all of these links that we've talked about and put them in our show notes. So hopefully I get them all.
So much to talk about.
I
I
know.
know.
Yeah.
So we're ready for our last question. Do you want to ask it, Chuck?
Oh, sure, why not? So, Maria, this is your perfect Michigan day. So, where would you go? What would you do? And how would what beverage would you end your day with?
Oh, wow. Love it. Okay. Depends on my mood.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I would definitely start with a latte from somewhere. I really love Misfit Coffee in Ann Arbor. They have some really great lattes. So I would start it there. And then I probably walk around downtown since I'm in the area. Love to see what's new at the shops. I love 4th Street shopping. I like Carytown markets. Um, After that, I would make my way to probably get a sweet treat somewhere because I have a sweet tooth. So, uh, I really like to go to Ben and Jerry's downtown. That's probably like my go-to. Um, So I'll go down there. I have to catch a movie because I love movies. So maybe I'll go to the Michigan Theater or State Theater. Um, After that, probably ready to go to dinner at Peridot because
Oh.
they have the best chicken wings I've ever had. So that's on the list. And then I would end the night with, I'll go with like a nice nightcap gin drink, or bartender recommendation. Let's see, where am I going? I like Babs Underground. I like Last Word. I really love that Ann Arbor has a lot of underground bars, and I just think that's like really fun.
Yeah.
So any of the underground bars, I would say.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Excellent.
it's
That sounds
pretty
awesome.
long answer. Okay.
No, it's perfect. I love it.
Great, great. It's a great answer, and it's put a whole bunch of things to do on my list.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Maria, thank you so much for being on the Life in Michigan podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always great to talk to you both.
Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to hit subscribe on your favorite podcast service to catch every episode of Life in Michigan. Help us spread the word by rating the show, sharing it with your friends, your neighbors, your family, your mail carrier. Share it with everybody, and leave a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay connected by following us on our website and social media. This is a Life in Michigan production. Until next time, take care and have a fantabulous day in Michigan.